How we doing, good people? Welcome to Montez at Midday. I'm your host, Dre Montez. We've been brought to you by our title sponsor, the Weed Squad. Hope everyone is doing well today. It is way back Wednesday. What it do Wednesday? What up Wednesday? And also day baseball Wednesday. For your Cardinal game day transportation, feel free to reach out to Ballpark Shuttle STL 314-722-6088. I think day baseball is one of my favorite times to go to the ball game because there's so many opportunities to market it, meet great people, and you're home by 6:30. That's the beauty of it all, right there. That's how it boils on down. But I hope everyone is doing well. You know what we have to do. High fives, chest bump. Let's hug it out. One more again. Hugs are starting to feel amazing. You know, I may have taken hugs for granted when I was in the relationship world, but I'm starting to get a real good kick out of this again. You know what I mean? Huh? If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. Looking at my timeline the past 3 days, there are a lot of birthdays this time of year. Did not notice that before. But happy birthday to you all. And this weather is fantastic outside. Good day to sit on the patio and drink some beers. That's what this weather in my Lord. Nice summer breeze, alcoholic beverage on the patio. Yes, a Long Island iced tea, a Bahama Mama. Now that sounds good right there. But either way, enjoy this weather for sure. Again, we're brought to you by our title sponsor, the Weed Squad. Feel free to visit their website to see their upcoming specials concerning 420. Feel free to visit www.dremontez.com. Hit the sponsor link, and it'll give you a list of all the sponsors that help me do this. So thank you again to all of the great and amazing sponsors. I also host a podcast, Who's to Blame? And my latest episode is up, wherever you listen to your podcast at, on iTunes, Spotify, Anchor, SoundCloud, Google Play as well. In my last podcast episode, I talked about the upcoming, well, now playing Major League Baseball 2021 season. Check that out. Check it out. It's up there for you. It is up there for you. You can follow us on our social media platforms as well. We have a page on Facebook, Who's to Blame, Instagram, Who's to Blame the Podcast, Twitter at W2B Dre Montez. And also you can follow us on YouTube. We have a channel, Dre Montez, where we share these videos here as well. And also gameplay on NBA 2K. Sometimes I post videos on there. If you don't watch your video game, if you don't record your video gameplay, how are you supposed to get back? You'd be amazed at what you think you're doing in the game. And then you watch the recorded version of you like, oh, okay, now I get it. I love that feature and having it on the game. I really, really do. Well, it's way back Wednesday. You know, and I kind of love the way back Wednesday, the alliteration of the WW. Got you thinking back to way back yesteryear, the way sports used to be, the way television shows used to be, the way the educational system used to be when we were in school. Because this is like that happy time right here. You're right this part of the year, of the school year. You're getting excited. You're planning on what you're going to do for the summer. You're going out of town and stay with your relatives for the summer. Or you're still into the family trips with your family. Or is this the year you finally go out on your own and go out of town with your girlfriend for the very first time? All those things kind of come to mind when I think of way back Wednesday, how things used to be. Not saying that they're bad today, but back in the day, it just seemed like things were easier, more enjoyable, and people looked forward to it. Like when you first got your first job, I'm talking about a paycheck. You went and filled out an application. You had to ask your mama and your daddy for your social security cards. You can go down to the job and fill out your application. Then you had an interview. Then you had the second interview. Then you had the third interview to tell you had the job, and they give you your uniform. And you were so excited to put that uniform on, no matter what job it was. When you got your first job, your first paying job, with a paycheck and taxes are being taken out. Not to my pharmaceutical sales reps out there that help support the hood, not you guys and girls, but the job. I mean, it made you feel like, oh, okay, all right, now I know what the old man and the old lady talking about. Then you get your first check, and you see all these negative signs and these abbreviations. You wonder what the hell is all this? You know, showing my age. When my first job, I think I got paid. I think it was 2.75 an hour. I believe 3.25 an hour, somewhere in there. It wasn't a lot of money. It wasn't a lot of money, but the way people talk about money today, you would have thought that was a lot of money back then to sustain your teenage lifestyle. Today, if you're a teenager, you probably need to pull in about $2,500 a month. Because I see the way these teenagers dress. They have tattoos. I'm talking 15 to 16-year-old kids with tattoos. I would have got the living shit beat out of me if I would have had a tattoo at 15 or 16 years old. It's probably won't have any today, but that's going to change this year. We're getting a tattoo this year. We're going to get an anchor right here to show our love for the Navy. We're going to put the kids' names on there to show the love for the kids. We're going to get an anchor on there. So I'm just working up the pressure. I'm just trying to work myself up into it. I haven't set a date yet, but I'm going to do it this year. I want to do it before I turn 51 in October. That's like a goal of mine. We don't have a bucket list. We have shit Drake want to do list. So that's the best way I can put it to you. But welcome to the show. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you so much. We do appreciate it. I appreciate the likes, the shares, and the comments to all of you that have done it. Appreciate it. Before we get underway, I posed a question on our social media page for our baseball and softball players out there. And I thank you guys and women for answering the question. But here's what I proposed. I had saw this on the Major League Baseball Network. They were talking to hitters, you know, as far as getting to the major league level and they getting comfortable. You know, hearing players say where they feel comfortable batting at in the batting order in the lineup. I like hearing conversations like that because most of these guys start out in a different way of the batting order. They've moved all around in the batting order. But when you ask a player, where do you feel comfortable at in the batting lineup, batting order that you feel is best to contribute to the team? And we have coaches' input as well. So coaches watching. Books don't lie. Books don't lie. So they pretty much can tell where you're doing your most damage at in the lineup. But hearing from the player, I get a big kick out of that. I mean, I played baseball from the age of 8 until I was 32. I'm going to go with 30. I'm going to go with 30. I played baseball until I was 30 years old. It's a little baseball league that they had for adults in North Carolina. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, that adult baseball league. I played an adult baseball league when I was in Hawaii as well. That was a great league. It was an island league. It was a lot of fun. But softball, that's therapy. I get emotional when I talk about that game of softball. But it was great seeing and reading everybody's responses on how they have moved around in the lineup and where they felt comfortable at and where they did the most damage in the lineup. You had a lot of people that started off in that lead off to 5 spot, trying to figure out, especially the bigger guys that fluctuate between that 2nd and 5th spot quite a bit. And the guys with that consistency getting on, they always in that 1 spot. But that 7, 8, 9, and 10 spot is always interesting to me on how the lineup is fulfilled. A pet peeve of mine that I had when I played ball, I got to see the whole lineup bat first. Got to see the whole team bat first. And then you get a real taste of what people can and can't do. Because some people give you all the goods their very first at bat. They tell you their weakness, they tell you their tendencies, and they show you their strength if you're paying attention to the game. That's all. But thank you again for participating in that small little questionnaire that I posted on our social media page. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. We talked about the other day about umpires and referees. And I watched a few baseball games last night. The home plate umpire's in trouble. We got to help them. But I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I've tried to offer advice. Where are the clinics? I've reached out to the Umpire Association. I've reached out to Major League Baseball. I'm trying to figure out what can we do to help them do the job of a home plate umpire to the best of their ability without relying on replay. That's all I want. And please explain to me what is reviewable or not. If they can rewind it and we can see the play again, why the hell they can't do that? Not reviewable call. All the things out here I never get used to seeing or hearing about. So, last weekend, there were a couple of things that happened in sports that I forgot to bring up on Monday's show. One happened in professional bowling, the 7-10 split. I don't know if it was more impressive the shirt he had on or the fact that he's bringing back the mullet too. The mullet is making a comeback. I, I never thought I'd say it, but Gardner Minshew and this young bowler are bringing back the mullet in a way I didn't see it coming out. But a 7-10 split, first time in 30 years that it happened on national television. Wow. I've seen a 7-10 split before, the bowling alley, liquored up, drunk off draft beer. Yeah, you do some amazing things when you're bowling when you're inebriated. And a lot of people don't see it. Some people do see it. But wow, a 7-10 split. College softball, the women, I watch the games all the time. Shout out to my Gators Nation. But North Texas had their pitcher. She struck out all 21 batters that she faced. All 21 batters. I'm going to say it one more time. The young lady struck out all 21 batters that she faced in 7 innings. Wow. That's amazing. That's a hell of a feat. I think she's the first one in North Texas school history to achieve such a great sports accomplishment. So congratulations to that young lady. But on the other side, if you're the coach of the team, what everybody struck out, that's one of those meetings where you're in the locker room and you got your hand on your chin and you're just looking at your players. And you're trying to figure out how to say what you just saw, but put some enlightenment on it, put some encouragement behind it, but also get your point across of what the hell was going on out there. You couldn't foul out. You couldn't hit a ground ball, a pop fly. All of you struck out. 21 strikeouts in a game. The Atlanta Braves outfielder, this young man, hit a ground ball to shortstop to Didi Gregorius. He beat it out. It wasn't a slow rolling hit. It was a piss rocket. It was a laser. This man beat it out, not sliding at first base, not falling. The ball wasn't bobbled by the first baseman. Didi came up with a clean, strong throw. If that is the future of baseball, Houston, we have a problem. We're not talking about the Astros, but wow, you're talking about athleticism. Major League Baseball, that's why I love you. We're going to take a short break and I talk about a show that ended on Showtime that I think it was a game changer when it comes to television and family shows. We'll take a short break and come right back. Again, this is Montez at midday, and we'll be right back.
Mountain Man Screw. As smooth as a river flows. MountainManScrub.com. Get your scrub on.
MountainManScrub.com. Use the promo DRE, Drake, for your instant savings today. Amazing for tattoos, great for your hands, elbows, knees, and feet. Get your mountain man scrub on today. Don't forget if you're heading down to Cardinal baseball this afternoon, have fun, be safe. But why walk when you can ride? Contact Ballpark Shuttle STL 314-722-6088. There you go, right there. I'm very fond of television, as you all know, and movies. I just get that. I can really dive into it, and sometimes I get too caught up in shows. I'm too caught up in Family Guy. I think Peter is a real person. I think that we have a connection that most people don't understand. But back to reality. Shameless, long time running show on Showtime. Sunday nights was like the thing to do. That Gallagher family was different than any TV show family I've seen in quite some time. The way they talked to each other, the things that they did to each other, for each other, and with each other, the storyline, the actors. I kind of didn't like the way that Emily Ross left the show, aka Fiona. But hey, when you believe in yourself and you know your value and you stand your ground, I have nothing but respect for you. The whole Pace situation with her and William H. Macy just got way out of hand. But the show still put on some quality work. I'm talking during the writer's strike, it survived. During the pandemic, it survived. Hell, during the William H. Macy, Emily Rossum situation, it kept going. And the storylines were just incredible. You hear about families like this, but you never see it. You read it in an article in the USA Today in the back of what happened in Kentucky or what happened in West Virginia. Things like that. You read about families like this, but to see a show where father tells his oldest daughter, yes, I left you and your brothers on a park bench. Your mother and I were going to get high. We were coming back. No one told you to leave. That's some real shit. That's deep. You don't know where one of your sons came from, who is not biracial at all, but that's Frank's son Liam. And Liam, watching him grow up on the show, his crazy antics with his hair, being a responsible young black man, becoming knowledgeable on the show. Just and Debbie, we saw Debbie grow up. She also plays on the Connors, by the way, with a double dip that. Lip and Ian. I mean, just the array of characters on that show. The bar. Oh man, that bar. See, that's a neighborhood bar. That's the type of quote unquote hole in the walls shit show type of place I like going to. I love going to places like that when you can smell the stench in the air. Last week's puke. His blood still on the corner over there from Joey got into a fight. People are always happy to be at work. The patrons are the same. They're characters. And they have jobs. And they don't have jobs. But that show, the way it ended, I'm not going to lie. I got a little emotional. I'm not going to lie at all. I got a little emotional. And I just couldn't. The way it ended was genius. We've seen some shows come to an end where they just screw up big time. You're wondering to yourself, now what the hell happened? How you put on this great of a program for these many years and this what you leave me with? That's how Seinfeld ended. That's how Sopranos ended. That's how ER ended. Come on. We deserve Friends. That's how Friends ended. Come on. I want a true ending that gives it to the fans and make the actors and the actresses feel like they were part of something big. But when they go out just like on a, what the hell was that? When the pilot episode is better than the season finale or the series finale. The Shamus. Job well done. I'm a Gallagher household member for life. That I don't know if it's going to be a spinoff. I don't know if Carl is going to buy the bar and they turn into a cop bar. Maybe that could be a spinoff. I don't know. I'm waiting patiently, like the rest of everyone else. No matter what on that show, they stuck together. When they said they were broke on that show, you really felt like they were broke. Like the power got cut off, you felt that shit. With other shows, you're like, man, you got some money. Y'all power that off. Y'all just acting. But in Shameless, I really felt the poverty, the despair, the hurt, the pain, the joy, the feeling of freedom, getting your shit together. That show just captured it all. And if you've never seen Shameless, not the UK version, but the one with William H. Macy, it was a well done program. And thank you guys. Thank you so much. Reality versus illusion. I think that's a huge issue right now with our athletes, with our entertainers, and people that are on their come up. Reality versus illusions. Because they get caught up in this world where certain things are happening, whether good or bad, but certain things are taking off. And they're having a hard time of telling the two apart. I do believe that. I think there's a certain scene, crowd of envy that's going on with this thing called money. Because money allows you to buy certain things, buy better things, travel to better places, become a different part of a lifestyle. But at some point, reality must sink in. I don't know who's to blame for that. Is it the people closest to you? Now, if you're over 25 years old, we really need to talk. But that 18 to 23, that's that dangerous threshold right now when it comes to reality and illusion. I'm seeing these different stories on different entertainment websites that I go to and different news feeds that I go to. And I'm looking at these stories like, what the hell? How could you think that right there was not going to escalate to this? We're way past the fact of you should know better. You should have learned that from a long time ago. But as one of the Man Cave members, T Mac, always reminds me of, most of these kids are doing what they see around them in a negative way. Is there a way to change the perception of the reality, what they're seeing, and the illusion that they're up against? Is there a way to separate those two and get that message across to the kids? And then the grown people. But I think they both are sharing the same kickback motion from the 90s. You can't tell me what to do. I think that's starting to become a thing again. The way they're acting, the body language, the nonchalantness of the whole situation that they're in when it comes to reality versus illusion. And we get caught up in this world because, for one, when you're in a situation or when you are a person that is not a professional athlete, not an actor or an actress or a movie star or entertainer out there, you're just doing your 9 to 5, doing the best you can do to do what you want to do. We always have this. If I had that money, if I was that person, if I, it's because we're looking at it from a different way. Yeah, I don't know too many people that make $50 million a year that I can have a conversation with about normalcy, about reality and illusion. The only way I can do that is just on social media. I just don't understand how, from your childhood to your adulthood, you get those two confused, the people that are out here in the spotlight when it comes to reality versus illusion. I think we can get a little bit better at that. At least I hope that we can. But looking at these stories, though, have just been, I don't know. And sometimes talking to my dad about them, like, I can't imagine trying that. I mean, I got to reach out to somebody. If it comes to a crossroads situation, I'll pick up the bat signal. I'm calling somebody. We're going to talk this out before I even go in that area. And I wonder why the other people don't have that. The people that are having constant problems with telling the difference between reality and illusion. Can you tell the two apart? You tell me. Speaking of you tell me, I'm fascinated by these documentaries I've been watching here lately. And the latest one I've seen, I had no idea. No idea. This young lady passed away in 1981, I believe, that being former Hollywood actress, Natalie Wood. I watched a documentary on that, and I didn't know she was in that Santa Claus movie back in the 50s, the black and white one. She was a little girl talking to Chris Kringle. Didn't know that. As she got older, she was a banger. Natalie Wood was hot. Hot, hot, hot. Robert Wagner got her at 18 years old. 18. And back then he was Hollywood. He was Mr. Hollywood. Everybody knew who Robert Wagner was. He had the hair. He had the looks. He had the charisma and the charm. So they explained their relationship, their love life. After splitting up, she got with another dude. He got with another woman. You know how the Hollywood people do it. You know how we do it. I need a break. They had a break for 10 years, got back together, but something went awry. Something went a different way. Now, I heard the story of who was on the boat years ago. I want to say about 5 years ago. I had no idea until 5 years ago that Christopher Walken was on that boat. Until about 5 years ago. But now seeing this new documentary and hearing the conversation that Robert Wagner and Christopher Walken had on the boat concerning his wife. Because that was speculation that Christopher Walken either hit that, wanted to hit that, or was hitting that at the time. So these two had words. Christopher Walken is trying to tell Robert Wagner what's best for Natalie Wood from an actor standpoint, because they just finished up a movie together. And Robert Wagner was like, yo, how you going to tell me what's best for my wife? He cracks a bottle on a damn boat, and they get to yelling at each other. No punches were thrown. They go their separate ways. He goes downstairs to go to bed. Christopher Walken goes upstairs and to the left, go to his. But there's no Natalie. She's not on the boat. I don't know where she is. Now, the little catamaran that they had beside the boat, he said you could hear it if she was on there. But that wasn't around it. They don't know what she was at. They found her the next day, a couple of miles down from where they were moored at. But the story and her kids and the relationship of Robert Wagner today and Christopher Walken, they bring all this up. All these people that they had these amazing house parties where people in Hollywood I forgot about. Like, they were at the party. But Natalie Wood was a beautiful lady, and I think she was one of the first Hollywood actresses to have a say-so in movies. She got to pick one movie a year to do that she wanted to do based on her contract, based on her contributions to movies. I'm like, wow, she had that power. She had that thing going for her in Hollywood. But unfortunately, a tragic situation happened and she passed away in 1981. If you have the HBO Max out there, check it out. It's the Natalie Wood documentary. Definitely is. I mean, as soon as I got done, I had to watch Almost Famous right away. Right away. I don't know why they're nothing like, but I had to watch that right away because I love that movie, Almost Famous. It's the true story of Cameron Crowe, who was 15 years old writing for Rolling Stone magazine. You're talking about going out and getting it, doing what you want to do. No matter what you got to do, you're going to do what you got to do it. That's what I'm talking about. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Again, thank you guys again for tuning in. But before we get out of here, I'm hearing this a lot again with the now going on baseball season and with the NFL draft around the corner and the college basketball season just ended, men and women, and what's going on in the NBA, and maybe a little bit of hockey. I'm starting to hear this word a lot. You have a gift. You have a gift. He's a gifted player. He's a gifted athlete. I wonder, does the athlete know what the gift is? When people tell you, hey, you're a talented young man. What are my talents? Tell me what are my talents? I'm gifted. Gifted how? Let's have that gifted conversation. And then when it doesn't seem to reach the potential of the viewer, then it comes up, well, that was just talent wasted. What? Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Hold on. hold on. Now we know the wasted talent stories out there, but the ones that don't end up with the braces on their wrist or another situation, but the ones that just seem to fizz out before they even get the key in ignition. I wonder about that. Was it too much too soon on them? And then who's to blame for that? Is it us? Is it the coaches? Is it the cheering section around them? Or should we just let them figure out what it is? But I get it. Some players need that encouragement. They need that talk. Some players, some athletes need constant coaching, constant appraisal. They need it all the time. Don't know what happened in the past to them, but some need it all the time. Check out some of these 30 for 30s. Check out some of these athletes that you forgot about that were part of something good, part of something great, or was on a path to something that was about to be something spectacular, but something happened. But when I hear that term, oh, he's a gifted player, I try to see what the gift is. Are you foreseeing something here? Are you telling me something that happened in the past? You hoping he does it again? Or what are we saying here? That's all I'm saying. Get out and enjoy Cardinal baseball today. Don't be too hard on the home plate umpire, but keep your third eye on them because they don't know what a strike is anymore in Major League Baseball. I'm convinced of that. That's the one thing I'm pretty damn sure of. They don't know what a strike is. But again, if you're going to the game, reach out to Ballpark Show, STL 314-722-6088. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in to Montez at Midday, brought to you by The Weed Squad St. Louis. Don't forget to visit www.dremontez.com. Hit that sponsor button and see what's going on in your area. Help support small business in your community. Can't have unity without community, and that means you. In the words of my great grandpappy, if your back pockets are touching, that means you have no ass at all. But more importantly, don't forget to appreciate the details of the day. And thank you guys so much. And we'll see you on Friday's show. Thanks again.